As usual, a great crowd on hand for an outlaw truck and tractor pull here in Rock Valley, Iowa. And we're going to get it started tonight with some real high velocity.
Yeah, we're talking about Todd Davison right here. The high velocity man owns an AGCO dealership in Nebraska, second generation. Watching his pull come down through there. Motor's working hard, tires digging in. Going to be a good hook, start to show off. We get a distance, 3:31.64.
In the heart of the Midwest, there's a band of modern-day marauders. Mounted atop their beasts, they line up to throw down. They are outlaws.
From Rock Valley, Iowa, welcome to Thunder in the Valley and the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Series. Hello, everyone. I'm Claude Wood, along with our expert analyst, Dave Bennett. Down on the sidelines is Rick Carlson. And have we got a great one coming up for you. Today's classes, Limited Pro Stock, the Unlimited Superstock, and the exciting Pro Stocks.
A great night for pulling for sure. Good track, great crowd.
Let's get it started. Here comes some red iron.
The brothers, Robert and Rodney Davison. We got Robert Davison driving here tonight. This tractor actually won Louisville as a super farm a couple years back. Jumped up into the Limited Pro. Front end up in the air, you're doing what you like to see right here. Putting the power to the ground. This is going to be a good hook. That motor doing everything it can right there at the end. 3:37.67.
Down to Rick Carlson.
Did you get what you wanted out of the pull?
I did, yeah. I might have been a little light on the nose, but I'll take it. Shoot. Didn't have to touch the brakes. That's the main thing on this thing.
Coming up next is Alex Barrett. Now, he's driving Wampus Cat. That's an unusual name. We just had to know where that came from, so we asked his Uncle Rick.
First thing I'm going to ask, as I look back, Wampus Cat, where did the name come from?
The name comes from a guy in southeast Nebraska. I'm the third owner of the tractor. He built it back in the late 70s, and he always called it the Wampus Cat, and the tractor was always painted white.
Well, Dave, a lot of years on that tractor. Let's see how she pulls.
Yeah, Ricky's been involved with the sport of pulling ever since he was a youngster. Turning it over to the nephews. This is one of them. He's got three nephews driving two different tractors. Alex on board the Wampus Cat. Listening to that motor, smoke's blowing, not getting a hold of the track just like he would like to. He's going to come up a little short, looks like. Really couldn't tell why. Gets 3:11.31.
And that'll bring up Joe Moriando. Now, his sister, Liz, is a Nashville recording artist. Wow.
Yeah, she's a professional singer. He's a professional driver in the Big Green. They like the John Deeres. No green, no glory. Man out of Missouri. Boy, you hear these motors struggling here tonight, and that bouncing right to the front end up in there, that is not going to do him any justice, none whatsoever. 3:21.04 going to knock him down.
And both these tractors have gone right down the center of the track. Here comes Stand Clear.
Yeah, got a different situation right here. Jimmy Brackett helped the boys install new water injection nozzles in the intake manifold today, and so they're going to let him drive. It looks like it's working pretty good for him. Oh, this track is getting a hold of those motors. Listen to that come down, getting a hold of them for a fact. He goes 3:29.43.
Dave, let's go on board with Jim Brackett. And the first thing we notice is in the cockpit, not many gauges.
No gauges. You actually see the gears patterned up there on the front. They hear these motors. They listen to them. That's a straight pass. No big bouncing, no jumping up and down. Looks pretty decent.
Jim Brackett, you go 329 feet, and it gets you up in the top three. It's a tough field tonight.
This is a real tough deal. The track is excellent. They're letting them run a long way, which is fine. It puts on a great show.
This is Tim Lottman. His tractor is Farmer's Foreplay.
This man's going to be looking and jumping up in classes. He's tried the Limited Pro Stock here. He's looking going full-blown pro. But he's still shooting at the red boys. He likes driving those green ones. Coming down through there. A little too much bounce up in that front end. Not a good steady pull. The flag flies on him right there. We'll get a distance of 3:17.04.
As we check out the leaderboard, Robert Davison commanding lead. Dave, the track is in pretty good shape.
Commanding it is, 6 foot, but will it hold up? There's more to come.
The Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is brought to you by Will Cross Seeds. Good product, good prices, good service. And by Meet Us, fit for your job. And by Stop Fire, the world's best fire extinguisher.
Welcome back to Thunder in the Valley and the Outlaw Pulling Series. Limited Pro Stock coming at you. This is Seth Novak. Now, he's part of a father and son team. This is the son driving.
Yeah, Seth's 16 years old. You see the Outlaws coming in with a lot of father and son teams. You got to be 16 years old to get a license to drive on the pulling track, and this man don't need a license because he is showing the boys how to get it done. Got up in the air and went to the right there. Went to the right just a little bit. Not going to be a distance he likes. 3:23.23.
And a pretty good pull right there as we see Craig Yonke get ready to go. Moving on.
International man comes out of Pilgrim, Nebraska. Runs a cattle operation. Smooth on the throttle, smooth on the clutch. Neat looking tractor just to moving on. You don't like to see a zig right there. You see how he took that far right turn. Going to move in 3:22.13. I don't know if he'll be satisfied.
Taylor Van Beek getting ready to go. Now his shop, Dave, is only 2 blocks away.
Yeah, when you want to talk about hometown, this is hometown for him. He can throw a rock where he works. Sharp looking tractor. One of the sponsors of the Outlaws. And looky here now. You see that front end up in there just carrying it? Not a big bounce. Get a little bit right there. Very decent run. He'll be satisfied, I think, at 3:32.61.
Let's go on board, and Dave, we will notice he was pulled over to the side of the track. What caused that?
A lot of variance. It could be a spot in the track. You could have gotten another puller's rut. But it's a smooth run. You see that front end not bouncing hard, but right there on the end, you see it go over to the right. And you got to hate it when that happens to you.
Taylor, you're up there in the 3:30s, and it doesn't get you the #1 spot. You ran a long way.
Yeah, it felt good. I think I could have came out of the hole a little bit softer and got the tires hooked up a little bit faster. I felt like I let the clutch out a little too fast, but once it got hooked up, I thought we were going to get there, but just not quite enough momentum yet.
That'll bring up Thomas Thies. Thomas is out of Minden, Nebraska.
Nebraska man hooks with the Outlaw some. He's going to sit right in the center of the track, the Case IH. See a lot of different brands and different colors in these classes. The Heartbreaker 2. Oh, he's going to wish he might have been down again. You notice how those tires stopped right there a little too fast. He only goes 290.30.
And that'll bring up Rodney Knott. Now, Rodney pulled in the Super Farm class with an Alice Chalmers.
Yeah, the man changed colors and changed classes, but when he come out in the limited Pro Stock class, he come out with a vengeance. Father and son team. Dane and his son drives a lot of the times. Oh, you hear that motor lunging as those tires trying to get a hold of the track to get a little more distance. Pretty decent, 3:31.44.
Light Pro Stock final results will find Robert Davison on Red Iron in first place. Taylor Van Beek in second on Extreme Pleasure. The rest of the pullers pretty close together. Stay with us. Lots more coming up in the Unlimited Superstocks. It's another great crowd on hand in Rock Valley, Iowa, standing room only. Let's take it now to the Unlimited Superstock class. And to get it started, here is Scott Holtgrew, and he is on Voodoo Deer. We'll see, Dave, what kind of magic he can pull.
The paint job on this tractor even kind of matches Voodoo a little bit. Scott Holtgrew runs an irrigation installation business. These little scatbacks can get it now. 6,000 pounds alcohol burning. We are talking wheel speed and straight down the track. You can't have a problem with that when you go 3:15.98.
That was a great pull. Let's go on board with Scott Holtgrew and see just how he did it.
Just so smooth, just tight down the center of the track, didn't have to touch the brakes anywhere. The alcohol motor up at a high RPM, just really, really looking good as he burns it in right there.
Scott Holgrove throws down a 3:15.98. That's a big grin on your face.
Yeah, that ain't too bad. Ran good and turned out good. It wasn't the best run, but not too bad.
And Dave, here comes another father-son team. This is the son, Lewis Freeze.
Lewis starting to start driving this year. Oh, he jerked the chain hard right there. Oh, did he blow the tires off of it? Lit fire on those tires, but the tractor's catching up. The tire speed's going to take him down the track. Going to zigzag a little bit, slinging a sled around. That is going to be a hard ride. I'm here to tell you, 3:17.31.
Well, here comes Ryan Frericks on Addiction.
Ryan Frericks out of Wayne, Nebraska, driving a New Holland, the blue tractor. Getting to see these tractors more and more in the Unlimited Supers. They like that alcohol. Smooth off the line. See those tires buckling down just a little bit? There's something in that track taking these boys over to the left. Burning in right there. 3:15.02, not going to put him on top.
Get her done 21. This is Mark Ulmer. Now, Dave, he has pulled with diesel tractors for many years.
Oh, been a diesel king for a fact. Now he's sitting on an alcohol burning, a light super, and Alice Chalmer on top of that. Great job of coming off the lines, rode the clutch just right. Digging in, Alice Chalmer not quite having the cubic inches of some of the other tractors. Burns the tires in at a 2:96.46.
Didn't quite get her done. Well, this is Justin Hoffman. Justin is out of Dunlap, Iowa.
Actually runs a body shop, is what this man does for a living. Oh, you talk about blowing the tires. Now, he blew the tires right on the line, but he's going to try to let them catch up with him. Front end's carrying good. Got over in a little bit of loose dirt, doing a little dancing around. Don't think that man's going to be happy with his distance at 3:04.95.
And here comes last year's points champion. This is Gary Whipp.
Deer Fever out of Frankfort, South Dakota. The man with the target on his back for a fact. It's a father and son team. Got dad on the board tonight. Had a little bit of trouble on the starting line, and it caught up with him down here on the big end. A very short distance for this tractor, 300.47.
Deer Fever, usually 300 feet's going to be okay tonight. It just did not get you up to the top.
No, it's a pretty tough class, and everybody ran really well. That's a big part of it.
Did it look like it wanted to go a little bit to the left while you're out there?
Yeah, I think we kind of started in maybe a hard spot on the track on the starting line, and yeah, it kind of wiggled a little bit. Not bad.
As we check out the final results, only 2 feet separate the top 3 with Lewis Freeze, our winner. Let's kick off Pro Stock. This is Joshua Parker.
10,000 pounds of Pro Stock all the way up to the big boys now. Josh has got double duty. You're going to see him twice here tonight. His dad is home farming, and he's hunting on his tractor right now. This one's called Out for Justice. Went over to the right side. Don't know if he's going to be too happy with that or not. We get the distance at 3:17.9.
Coming up next will be Bo Ellenstein on Old School. Hey, what's up with that?
The name Old School on the tractor, that name has a lot of meaning for sure.
Bo's Bad Binder, Old School. Well, we're going to find out. Bo Ellenstein, are you really old school?
Very old school. We don't dyno. We don't have a component rear end. We're as old school as it gets.
If you don't have those things, what do you have to make it competitive in the Pro Stock category?
A lot of heart and really try hard.
So, Dave, that is where you really take it back to the basics.
This man, you said on these tractors, whether it be a mod or these big Pro Stocks, you got to wear them. And this man wears that tractor. He's feeling it all the way. Great job of coming off line. He's a dirt contractor by trade, and he's moving a lot of dirt right here. It's going down the center of the track. That motor's up there, high RPM. He is going to be satisfied with that. 3:36.05 puts him in a great spot.
Start things off with 336 feet. That is not all that bad. There's a lot of people behind you, though.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of good iron back there. We just pray that it holds up.
Was everything right, or anything you would change on it?
I think we had it set up about right. We got lucky and guessed right for once.
It's a good thing to be lucky.
Yeah, I like it.
Darren Sutton will challenge that. Darren is out of Omaha, Nebraska.
John Deere power on the track right here, calls it green impact. He's moved the sled over to the right just a little bit, kind of getting out of where the other guys have been, looking for some new dirt. Smooth off the line, letting it drift over to the left. Oh, he overcorrected right there. A big overcorrection. That'll hurt him on the other end. A distance of 3:27 and 22.
Here's a good look at Mason Hansen as we get ready to do more exciting pro stock pulling action. Stay with us.
The Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is brought to you by Riggins Ag Equipment. Spray it or spread it, we have what you need. And by Crop Production Service, the one name in crop production inputs. And by Precision Turbo and Engine, world's foremost manufacturer of high-performance aftermarket turbochargers.
Welcome back to Rock Valley, Iowa, and Thunder in the Valley, where we have more pro stock action coming at you. A great crowd on hand tonight, and here comes Mason Hansen.
Unnatural disaster out of Missouri Valley, Iowa. Big John Deere coming off the line. Oh, sliding the clutch. See those sparks coming out of the clutch area, trying to get a hold of the track. A hard left-hand turn right there, not good, but oh, get a hold of the track. This man got down into the dirt right there. He's gonna love that last footage. Shooting at the International 3:39.34.
Dave, as we go on board, he did use up some of the track. Is the track changing at this point?
Not for these 10,000 pounders, just using what they got a hold of. Eyes on where he's wanting to go to. He knows where that leader flag is. He didn't like that turn. He's watching the flag goes past, and he's taking the lead right there.
Mason comes out at 3:39. I thought you were going to go ahead and drive it right over to us.
Well, I tell you what, it was a little shaky on the start there. I was a little concerned about it being just a tick greasy. Kind of waited for it a little bit, and it came around and got a hold of the track and got right down through there.
Would you have changed anything?
I would have been just a tick more aggressive with the RPM and drug the clutch just a little longer if I was going to redo it. Yeah.
This is Jim Brackett. He pulled earlier in the limited pro stock, driving Craig Dennis's stand clear. Now he's driving his own Hillbilly Express.
We're here with the Hillbilly Express, your pro stock tractor. What do we have up here on top of the engine? I mean, it's one of the first looks we get something with the open cowl so we can see.
Yeah, this is the turbo assembly on this engine, which in the Outlaws, we run a 4.8 turbocharger.
What fuel do you use?
We use an Outlaw specified fuel in this tractor.
Okay. Now, this is a fairly new tractor to you. How's it running?
Oh, it's working real well. It's a never-ending deal. You work on them all the time, but it's good.
Well, get out the yardstick. Let's see if his hard work pays off for him.
Well, Mr. Pro Stock himself probably been down the track more than anybody else in this class halfway added together. Up in the air, looking nice. Oh, it's looking nice. Drifting over, got a bounce right there. I think he got about as much out of the Hillbilly Express tonight as he can get, and he goes 3:32.77.
That was pretty straight and true. Let's change it from red to green. Here comes the JD 4020.
Brand new tractor for the man, hadn't even got it named yet. JD John Deere 4020 is the body style on the machine. Very aggressive on the starting line. Owns Excel Engineering out of Diagonal, Iowa. Burning the tires off on the line is going to hurt him to just 3:31.88.
This is Joshua Parker. He's driving his dad's tractor, so where's Dad? Well, he's home farming.
Yeah, and home's a long ways away in Martinsville, Ohio. Father and son team, they travel over and patrol the Outlaws all the time, but he is on Dad's tractor. He had some hard luck on that starting line. The starting line giving these boys some problem. You heard another puller talk about it. Dancing around a little bit right there. He's not going to like calling Dad and telling him he only went 3:15.64.
Uh-oh. Well, that'll bring up Cody Yarrick. He's out of Rich Hill, Missouri, and he's been pulling since he was 16 years old.
Oh, he growed up on pulling tractors, watching his dad and such as that, another John Deere. This will be a 4520 old-style look up front, the Wheatland fenders. Good and stout. That motor's working straight down the track. Just running out of traction right there. Couldn't figure out what went wrong with that one. Looked good for a little while. 3:17.92.
And that will bring up Logan Barrett. He is on Wampus Cat.
Another one of the Wampas Cat tractors, Ricky Brandt bringing two, and a full staff of nephews to help drive. We got Logan on board out of Ravenna, Nebraska. Trying to cross-track it a little bit. He started in that right-hand corner, going to try to cross-track it. Bouncing. This is not going to turn out pretty at all. Uncle ain't going to be happy at 317.65.
Logan Barron, you talked your uncle out of the tractor and you got to make the last pull of the evening. How'd you feel out there?
I don't know, maybe I should have let him drive again. I was pretty happy with it, but we didn't quite get enough ground speed.
Because it looked like the first half of the pull was fine, but you got to the top end and it just, sled got really heavy.
Yeah, we just ran out of stuff.
Let's check out Pro Stock final results. Mason Hansen, your winner. But take a look at 6th, 7th, and 8th place. 3 inches between them. Let's kick it back to action earlier. Light Superstock, Dave.
Classes run earlier today. You got the Light Superstock. This will be the Haley's Comet. Brian Bowles out of Mount Vernon, Missouri, taking the win at 3:39 and 20. Sliding her right down to the big end for a fact.
Kick it in with 2-wheel drive.
Good-looking truck right here. 31 model Chevrolet. You got to love to drive this one downtown. The notorious Scott Weens out of Beatrice, Nebraska. Man took home a win with a great run. Front end up in the air. The two-wheelers are the wheel-standing machines. And he goes all the way down and wins the class at 328.08.
Let's keep it going. Here comes Pro Stock Semis, and this will bring up the Bully Reloaded.
Jason Clausen, Lowell, Nebraska, is actually a semi-truck salesman for Sioux City Truck Sales. He wins the class tonight at 372.45, 18,000 pounds. A big semis pulling the heavyweight all the way to the big end. So that is a wrap of what happened earlier today.
And our congratulations go out to all of our winners. That'll put a wrap on tonight's program. Thanks for joining us. For Dave Bennett and Rick Carlson, Claude Wood, so long from Rock Valley, Iowa.